Are you tired of navigating through confusing payment schedules and missing out on important Social Security updates? Well, you're in for a treat today. I've got breaking news about September 2025 payment dates, and hold on to your seats, a massive $650 stimulus rebate that's specifically targeting seniors age 60 and above. If you're a senior or have loved ones who depend on Social Security benefits, this video could literally put extra money in your pocket. Let's start with the most pressing question on everyone's mind. When exactly will you receive your September 2025 Social Security payment? The payment schedule has been carefully organized based on your birth date, and I've noticed some slight adjustments from previous months that you need to be aware of. For those of you who started receiving benefits before May 1997, your payment will arrive on September 3 RD 2025. This is actually a day earlier than usual, thanks to some recent administrative changes. For everyone else, here's what you need to know. If your birth date falls between the 1st and 10th of the month, expect your payment on September 10, 2025. Those born between the 11th and 20th will receive their benefits on September 17, and if your birthday falls between the 21st and 31st, your payment is scheduled for September 24, 2025. But here's something interesting that many people have been asking about. What happens if my payment date falls on a federal holiday? Well, the Social Security Administration has implemented a new system for 2025, where payments are processed one business day earlier in such cases. This is actually a positive change from the previous system, where payments would be delayed until the next business day. Now, let's talk about what's really getting everyone excited: the $650 stimulus rebate for seniors age 60 and above. You might be thinking, is this too good to be true? I can assure you it's very real, but there are some important qualifications and steps you need to take to ensure you receive this payment. The stimulus rebate is part of the new Senior Security Initiative that was passed in response to the ongoing economic challenges many older Americans are facing. But here's the catch: not everyone will automatically receive this payment. You need to meet certain criteria, and in some cases, you might need to take specific actions to claim your rebate. Let's break down who qualifies for this $650 stimulus rebate. First and foremost, you must be at least 60 years old by September 2025. You also need to have received Social Security benefits for at least 3 months prior to September 2025. But here's something many people don't realize: your income level from 2024 will also play a role in determining your eligibility. A question I've been getting a lot is, what if I'm already receiving other benefits? Will this affect my eligibility for the $650 stimulus? The good news is that this stimulus rebate won't affect your other benefits. It's considered a special payment that won't count toward your income limits for other assistance programs like SNAP or Medicare. Now, here's something crucial that you need to know, and this is where many people might miss out if they're not paying attention. While some eligible seniors will receive this payment automatically, others will need to submit a simple application through the Social Security Administration's website or local office. The deadline for this application is October 15, 2025, but I strongly recommend not waiting until the last minute. You might be wondering, how do I know if I need to apply or if I'll receive the payment automatically? Generally speaking, if you filed taxes in 2024 or have been receiving Social Security benefits continuously since January 2025, you should receive the payment automatically. However, if you've moved recently or changed banks, you might need to update your information. Let's talk about the payment timeline for this stimulus rebate. The Social Security Administration has announced that they'll begin processing these payments in waves, starting September 15, 2025. The distribution will continue through November 2025, but the sooner you verify your eligibility and submit any necessary information, the sooner you're likely to receive your payment. Here's an important detail that many people overlook: the method of payment. The $650 stimulus rebate will be distributed in the same way you receive your regular Social Security benefits. If you get your benefits through direct deposit, that's how you'll receive this payment. If you receive paper checks, the stimulus will come the same way. But what if you're one of those people who needs to take action to receive this payment? Don't worry, I've got you covered. The process is actually simpler than you might think. You'll need to visit the Social Security Administration's website or your local office with your Social Security number, proof of age, and current address. Some people have reported completing the entire process in less than 15 minutes. Here's another common question I've been receiving. What if I'm currently living outside the United States? Am I still eligible? The answer is yes, as long as you meet the other eligibility criteria. However, international recipients might need to follow additional verification steps, which I'll explain in a moment. One aspect that's particularly important to understand is how this stimulus rebate might affect your taxes. The good news is that this $650 payment is considered a tax-free benefit, meaning you won't need to report it as income on your 2025 tax return. This was specifically designed to provide clear, straightforward assistance without creating additional tax complications for seniors. Now, let's address something that's causing some confusion: the difference between this stimulus rebate and your regular cost of living adjustment, COA, for 2025. These are two separate benefits, and receiving one doesn't affect your eligibility for the other. In fact, many seniors will receive both, providing a significant boost to their monthly income. For those of you who are caregivers or family members helping seniors manage their benefits, here's what you need to know. If you have power of attorney or are a designated representative payee, you can help with the application process. However, make sure you have all the necessary documentation to prove your authority to act on the beneficiary's behalf. Something else that's important to mention: there have been reports of scams targeting seniors regarding this stimulus rebate. Remember, the Social Security Administration will never call you asking for personal information or payment to process your stimulus. If anyone contacts you claiming to be from the SSA and asks for such information, it's likely a scam. Now, let's talk about what you should do if September comes around and you haven't received your regular Social Security payment on the expected date. The Social Security Administration has implemented a new tracking system for 2025 that allows you to monitor your payment status online. I'll show you exactly how to access this system in just a moment. For those of you who receive SSI benefits in addition to regular Social Security, there's something specific you need to know. SSI payments for September 2025 will be distributed on September 1 est, since August 31 est falls on a weekend. This is part of the SSA's standard procedure for handling payment dates that fall on weekends or holidays. Here's another important detail about the stimulus rebate. If you're married and both you and your spouse meet the age requirement, you're each eligible for the $650 payment. That means some households could receive a total of $1,300 in stimulus funds. However, both spouses must meet all eligibility criteria independently. We're also seeing some interesting developments regarding how this stimulus rebate is being handled at the state level. Some states are providing additional supplemental payments on top of the federal stimulus. I'll be making a separate video about state-specific benefits, so make sure you're subscribed to catch that update. As we wrap up this video, let me remind you of the key dates you need to mark on your calendar. Regular Social Security payments will be distributed according to the schedule I mentioned earlier in September. The stimulus rebate distribution begins September 15th, and the application deadline is October 15th, 2025. Don't wait until the last minute to verify your eligibility or submit any required documentation. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from these updates. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay informed about future Social Security news and benefit updates. Drop your questions in the comments below. I'll be responding to as many as I can. Before you go, here's one final tip. If you're eligible for this stimulus rebate, start gathering your documentation now. Having everything ready will make the process much smoother, especially if you need to submit an application. And don't forget to check your direct deposit information or mailing address with the Social Security Administration to ensure your payment arrives without any delays. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll discuss more updates and changes affecting Social Security beneficiaries. Stay informed, stay prepared, and don't forget to take action if needed to secure your $650 stimulus rebate.